Yeah, to make the unreal real. That is the answer. Or to make the unreal appear as real. That is why Maya is there. That is why illusion is there. Now it is said that at birth, just before the birth, the baby actually remembers still a lot of things from past life. But at the time of birth, some energy comes and like wipes that energy away, or at least pushes it into the subconscious, so that it is forgotten. And I think in a way that is also very easy to understand, because from one life to the next, we move into a different body. Maybe we from a male body become a female body, and then we have to accept that without question. And so yeah, that is then possible because that memory anyhow it is gone. Maybe not fully so, no? And I believe the people who have gender issues, they might be those people, no? They might be the people who are changing from male to female, and somehow deep inside they still feel like, say, female, but you look at their body and it's male. So that is confusing, no? To just see what that, if I'm correct, would be doing, no? So in that way, this illusion is needed. Even just, to move this body. I might expect you to move my hand if I want a cup of tea, if I see the full truth. Always. So it just does not work. This individuality, or this feeling of individuality, is needed to play. You can say, just like a really good actor, when he is playing a villain in a movie, or I don't know, a nymph in the forest, he really has to get totally into that role. Really like believe that it is him. And only then he can act it out in a way that other people will see it and see, that was real. Wow, you were such a villain then. You were so bad. I don't recognize you. Must be confusing sometimes for like family members of actors, because they know the real person, and maybe they know somebody as being very gentle, and then in the movie they are terrible people. But so somehow I think that actor on stage, he forgets who he really is. Otherwise, how can he act convincingly? So that is then on stage, but we are on this stage now of life, and so in the same way we have forgotten, we have made ourselves forget. No, remember, we are here by choice. So we have accepted to step into this life forgetting whatever happened before. Even if before we were, let's say, totally so close to enlightenment that the unity of everything and the inexistence of individuality is a, clear thing. Even then, we accept to be born as a baby and start from zero again, in a way, in this illusion, and then, gradually work our way out of it, which will be a lot easier if in past life already we went very far. That is the story about the evolution of humanity, or of beings through the chakras, where I explained that if already in past life you have fully attained 6th chakra, let's say, and all the chakras below that, then in the new life, by the time you become an adult, already you again will reach that same level, probably. That will be a lot easier. While a person who ended past life only in the first 3 chakras, then in the next life he will, again attain those 3, which anyhow come naturally to everybody, and then maybe later in the life fourth chakra may start developing, and some others also, you know. So in that way, we accept that. We know that. And I'm sure sometimes when we are there in between lives and we have to make those choices, then we have these feelings of, wow, do I want that? And that is also one of the reasons that it can take sometimes quite a long time between two lives for a spirit, let's say, for a being to decide to again come back. There may be a clear desire to come back, but there may also be a lot of doubt. Do I really want to go to the Pampers phase again? You know. So there are exceptions in the stories, you know, of some very high spiritual beings who incarnated and then got born. Immediately they were adults. You know? These stories also exist, but okay, these are beings which are a little bit different than us. But so, yeah, it's a process of evolving in our desires. And that is also there in the story of the chakras. How once we have fulfilled the desire for basic security, we have a job, we have a bank account, we have a house, whatever. Then we have the desire for entertainment, for having a party, a good drink, good food, and so on. And then after a while it gets boring and we want to achieve something and be somebody, and then third chakra desire comes. And then after being somebody important, climbing Mount Everest or doing whatever special thing, we feel, okay, now the people, they know us, they respect us, but they don't love us. So then we desire this love, and then we go for love. That's a long story. And then we encounter the suffering of the people that we love, and we want to help them, but it's not easy. So then we start asking questions. Why is this? And so then fifth chakra starts. And after asking lots of questions, reading lots of books, hearing lots of lectures, we say, okay, let's stop all this nonsense and just, you know, be. And there in that pure beingness, in that yogic way, find the answers to all the questions of all the chakras. So it's a process. You cannot force it. Again, it's the same thing which I said before about sharing. You cannot force the 1% to share all their wealth with the 99%. Even though we know it would end world poverty. You know, it's very clear. There is enough food, there is enough wealth, so that there has to be no poverty. But we cannot force that, to create all kinds of nonsense. So we cannot force people's spiritual growth. And one other story which relates to it, of course, but we have talked about it, is about the, what is it now, 7 or 8 billion human souls on this planet, of which we can say that more than half are in their first human incarnation. Because one generation ago there were only 3 to 4 billion human souls. So there have been added 4 or something billion human souls from animal kingdom. So they are still starting with that, going through the first, second, third chakra, which comes very easily to most people. Some even don't get into third chakra, you know? But then okay, and then from there growing. And this growth is, you can say, a growth of wisdom, a growth of consciousness, a deeper understanding that comes about the nature of desire and about the nature of enjoyment, of fulfillment of desire. And then we feel, oh, I'd rather be together with my friends and family and share what I have, rather than eating whatever is in my fridge on my own. That is a wisdom. which cannot be forced. It has to grow. And with some it will grow fast. Some people stay stuck for a long time in some of these things. But that is their freedom. And anyhow, it cannot last. At some point, they'll become so bored with it, they will move further. It's a natural process. So we should never doubt it, but we also should not try to force it. Because then you go against nature. And nature is Shakti. She's a goddess. You cannot win.